Oh, it's good. Yo, what's good? Rob here, and thank you for another opportunity to provide you with huge amounts of value for your time. Now today, I'm going to be showing you my top 5 tips for product branding videos. Now before we get started, it's important to know that this shoot was a last minute request because the client was unable to lock down a venue in enough time. But that doesn't really matter because these 5 tips for product branding videos should cover the basics well enough that no matter what situation you find yourself in, you'll still be able to present a high quality product that you can be proud of and confident in to your client. I've worked with this particular client on numerous occasions, and we've had a long-standing professional relationship of over 10 years. So I basically know what her brand is and what she's trying to achieve. She knows my workflow, so we have a pretty symbiotic relationship when it comes to producing branding videos. Okay, so tip number 1. Get there ahead of time. For as much as possible, arrive at the venue early enough to get acquainted with the space and to set up your equipment. Sometimes we forget a piece of gear, or we have to make modifications to the space that could set us back up to a half an hour. But if you get there ahead of time, you can always use that built-in buffer to troubleshoot any problems that you might encounter. But most importantly, being on set ahead of time is the mark of a true professional, and it shows that you take pride in your work and you value your client's time. Tip number 2, communication. Now I know it's pretty cliche, but that cliche can make or break your shoot. Communication is key. As a director, you should brief any team members that you bring along with you so well that they can finish your sentences. You also want to let the client know what to expect, so you can incorporate their ideas just in case they have any tweaks that they want to make to the shoot. Tasha is an IFBB Fitness Pro, currently rebuilding her brand, Ultimate Fitness, and doing a segment for a TV spot on healthy eating. Now this footage will also be used for branding on social media. So we want to encourage audience members and potential clients to eat healthy, and we want to reinforce our value to them by showing them how to do it at home easily and for cheap. Tip number 3, lighting is also key. Now if you take a look at one of my previous videos on this channel, which I'll link in the description below, you'll realize that lighting is a very important part of this process. In this case, we were at a disadvantage. First, the shoot was confirmed hours before. Second, I had no possible way of scouting the location to pre-plan my setup. And third, we were pressed for time. With the size of the room and the green color on the walls, I simply had to make the best of the situation. I decided in the interest of time to illuminate the entire room and adjust my camera settings. And since this shoot was more about a personal brand rather than a product brand, I could get away with a little less cinematic setup. Tip number 4, angles. When shooting anything with the intention of making it eye-catching and irresistible, angles are a subtle tool that can yield major results. Angles show off your product from different points of view and give the buyer a unique perspective. Angles build intrigue, they pique the viewer's interest, and they define your subject. This is why proper pre-planning and shot lists are so important. For more on shot lists, there's a video link below. Check it out. And tip number 5, B-roll rules. Shoot lots and lots of supplemental footage or B-roll pre and post video to give yourself lots of options to choose from when editing. Having adequate B-roll can be the difference between a dreamy and confident 2-hour editing session and a nightmarish, stressful wreck. You never know when you'll need a piece of cover footage to go over a stray shot or to bring major emphasis to a portion of your video. Now, no shoot ever goes entirely to plan, but after all is said and done, this is the result.
This is so delicious.
Here are some bonus nifty notes. Pre-production, proper planning, and shooting as well as you possibly can in camera in the moment at that shoot are keys to making your workflow easy, fun, and efficient. So earlier in the video, I spoke about getting lots and lots of B-roll. The importance of getting B-roll is to show the setup the way it is, because naturally after you get into the action of the video, you won't get those shots back. So always shoot lots of B-roll. I decided to get a wide shot to establish what was on the plate and what was actually going on, and then I tried to pick off the different fruits and vegetables that would be going into the smoothie. Other than that, I just tried to get close-ups and lots of movement with my shots to keep it interesting. Speaking of movement, one of my favorite moves is the sweep shot, and the idea behind this shot was to start with the milk in focus and sweep away as the talent placed the smoothie into the shot. But because I forgot to change the focus settings, I didn't quite nail the shot when she placed it on the table, so that was my bad. But one of my favorite shots though was when I got a badge that was on Anna's blazer. She was making the smoothie and I just pulled back and I pedestaled down from that as she moved away behind the blender. I just thought it was a nice, cool looking shot. As I'm pulling away from the tag on her blazer, she's being shrouded by the blender, and what's happening is now I'm seeing the smoothie in focus. I just thought it was a nice looking shot and it came out pretty damn good. I don't own a lot of gear, so I'm always improvising and looking for ways to turn a less professional set into something that looks like Hollywood magic. Now you may be looking at this video and saying, product branding video? I can't shoot that because I don't have the gear. And I'm here to tell you, that's a bunch of bull. I started my previous YouTube channel with a smartphone and achieved great results. It was by no means perfect, but it caught the eyes of potential clients who are still current clients today. Don't get me wrong, did I shoot their products on my phone? Of course not. But I went ahead and made what I thought would be a solid investment in a camera and a computer to edit it on, and the snowball is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can shoot product branding videos if you really wanted to. So I mentioned I made an investment in a camera. Right now I'm shooting on a Sony a6300. I think this camera came out like 3 or 4 years ago, but it's a good camera, and really and truly your gear really doesn't matter that much. As long as it has good quality, you have nothing to worry about. All you have to do is use your intuition, your creativity, and have the confidence to present a quality product to your client. But before you get there, you have to know your gear. Practice, practice, practice. Learn how to troubleshoot, learn how to get around certain issues that your camera or your gear might present, and still be able to present a good looking product to your client, or for any project that you might be doing personally. I really don't have a big setup. I have some studio lights. They're actually for photography, but they get the job done, so I just use what I have to make what I need to make. That's basically it. And the microphone that I use is a DSLR shotgun mic. Not the best, but it gets the job done, and that's really all you need to get the job done, to get you to a new plateau, and then you build from there. Ace of spades, huh? Never. Watch these videos if you want to learn more about what I talked about today. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from it. Do smack that like button, and if you forgot to subscribe at the beginning of this video, please don't forget to right now. And as always, I will see you in the next upload.